There we go. I figured out how to press the right buttons for once. So, hello everybody, and thank you for coming out to the stream tonight. I greatly appreciate it. I can't say enough how much of an honor it is to be able to host a stream on this channel. I'm Sergeant Mushroom, for those who do not know. I've been in the community for probably about a year and a half by this point. I've been playing Out of the Park since only version 20, actually. So I'm relatively speaking new to the game in terms of the raw amount of time played. And I have done a lot of work on learning about the game engine, figuring out how everything works, and trying to make as much sense of everything in this as I possibly can. So that's what I'm going to be trying to do on this stream for you guys. I'm going to be trying to break down this game and give you the best insight I possibly can. So I want to thank everybody who helped me get here. There are definitely a lot of people that have played a part in me reaching this stage. There's so much stuff that goes on behind the scenes, not just my own work, but a lot of other people's too. I have used a lot of people in my Discord helping me build resources, construct a world where we can make things possible. And me standing before you today is definitely a culmination of the work of the community more so than anything else. I greatly appreciate you guys, all of you, for everything you've done and working together to build the best out of the park community we can. So, with that said, we're getting into the stream today, and it's an Out of the Park Go stream. So, we are going to today be going over Out of the Park Go, how it differs from the desktop Out of the Park Baseball, and then we will be jumping in and doing a fictional game. So I see Coach Ruffy in the chat is asking if there are drops. There will be drops. All of my streams, like everybody else's here, will definitely have drops going. So if you are unable to make TJ's stream or you want to drop in for a later night stream and get your drops there, I will be available for that. Or if you know, I know TJ, he runs like an hour and a half, so if you're a couple minutes late and miss a drop, then you can hop in here and get it as well. But regardless, however you want to get your drops, this is one way to do it. And so we're going to be mixing it up. Out of the Park Go has a lot of things to put on display. Today we're doing a fictional game. Next week we're going to be doing a live game. The week after that we'll do a historical game. And then next week, or next month rather, the first week we're going to be doing Perfect Team. And on that day, we are going to be voting on what we're going to do going forwards. I will continue to work Perfect Team into the streams, although I'm going to continue looking into the best way to do that over the coming weeks. So I'm not going to give you guys a definitive answer on what that will look like starting next month. But we will definitely have that first stream next month be a Perfect Team stream, and I'll definitely try to get things mixed in. So as Out of the Park Go gets updated, we will also be looking into the features that are added to the game. As we get new versions of OOTP, we will look at them through Out of the Park Baseball. So, yeah, anyways, first things first, we're going to be going over how Out of the Park Go differs from base game Out of the Park Baseball. So first thing is the game structure. Out of the Park Go is completely free to play. You get Perfect Team, you get Fictional Leagues, and you have 3 historical seasons without having to put any money in. So that is very different from Out of the Park Desktop, where it's $40 at base price. And you can, of course, buy seasons with in-app purchases, historically, live seasons, including the KBO, of course, and play with those. So rather than just paying one thing to get everything, you can get into it and then pay as you see fit based on how much you're enjoying the game. I think it's really cool to give Out of the Park potential Out of the Park fans an opportunity to play the game free. And that's definitely where this game shines, getting people into Perfect Team and getting them exposed to the franchise mode without having to put in money. Now, another major thing in base game is player generation. It's different. I'm not entirely sure how it works relative to just your general base game, but I am certain that it is different. And another important thing about that player generation is feeder leagues are unavailable. I personally like to use them a lot. I know there are other people who do as well, and for the time being, they will or not be available. But we do know going forwards that Out of the Park Developments does plan to make this as similar as possible to the desktop out of the park baseball. So I'm sure at some point we will see feeder leagues added to the game. I don't know if I could do anything about the sliders, Zozu, but I will say that we will cover them on this stream at some point. I will definitely make sure we go over player strategy. We're going to be featuring different things in different episodes and trying to cover different parts of the game and how it works, every single one. So, regardless of what game mode we play, the basic mechanics of the game are all the same. We will evaluate players, we will evaluate strategies, and we will build the best teams we can. So, additionally, Perfect Team. Pretty much everything is the same in Perfect Team. Really, the only thing that's different here is the setup. So I'm going to quickly log into my Perfect Team account because I just did it on my desktop and it kicks you out. That's something you got to consider here. When you log into Perfect Team on your desktop, it kicks you out of Out of Park Go. When you log into Out of Park Go, it kicks you out of desktop. So either way, that's how it'll be. But really, it's just the only thing that's different is things are condensed. So, for example, tournaments are on the right side now rather than being underneath Perfect Team. It's just the setup. The gameplay of Perfect Team is the exact same between the two. Um, Another thing that's really important to consider for base game is trades. So the trade AI is actually completely different in Out of the Park Go. I've noticed it is. It seems like it's a more basic function. But that could also be in part due to the player creation being different. The trade AI could be totally the same thing, and I'm just being thrown off by the player creation modifiers. Contract retention is unavailable, so something I like to do is trade for players on big long-term contracts and bring that money down so we can try to get more affordable players and have more talent on the team overall. And yeah, this show will always have this time slot for the time being. It is going to be running indefinitely. We don't have a set time for it. It's going to be a continual show, and it will be at this time slot. Nick Waddick, I unfortunately do not have the ability to donate perfect points, but again, if you stick around to get those drops, that's basically the equivalent of 5,000 perfect points every time you get 5 drops a day. So, yeah, that's how I look at it. So another thing that's important is draft pick trading is not available. I like to trade for higher draft picks occasionally. If I see a really elite prospect in the draft, a can't miss guy, I will try to trade for a draft pick to get him. You can't do that now. The part go. Commissioner mode is not available, and player modification is not either. So you can still view players in the editor, but it's basically the like date of birth, where they were born, what their name is, that kind of thing. It's nothing to do with their ratings. Scouting and coaching do not exist, so you have 100% accuracy on your players, and every team develops players the same way. There is no strategy from coaches or anything like that either. Personnel, you don't have to worry about it. And there are no development or scouting budgets, so payroll is the only thing that you are doing with your budget. And that completely changes the strategy of the game, especially for somebody like me who likes pouring money into player development and scouting budgets. So now you've got more cash to put into your actual payroll in your teams. So what we're going to do next is we're going to set up a game here that we will be playing for today. And I'm going to show you guys how fictional games work, how things are different out of the park go, and just about everything along that line. There are races, Jolly Roger? Okay, thank you. Thank you for saying that. I don't know how I missed that, but there will be player development budgets in that case, but there are no scouting budgets as a result of this scouting system just not being activated. So I will let you guys quickly decide for me here. Do you want to do the inaugural draft in our fictional game? Because that is a big part of the game. If people don't want to do it because it will take like 30, 40 minutes to get through the important rounds of it, then we will do it. But if you do not want to wait through that, then we'll skip through it. We'll have our team set up automatically, and yeah. So we'll just do a Major League Baseball setting, and yeah, it'll be average or normal teams. It'll be very familiar. Don't need to work with the team names or anything. We don't need to set up some kind of crazy league on day one. All right, so we will be doing the draft. It seems like you guys are interested in seeing it. So I'll just call this game the draft game because we're drafting. We'll be playing through an entire season here, and we'll see where we go from there. So I've got the inaugural draft button clicked. That's down here on the bottom left. If you want to have your inaugural draft, you click that. If not, then players are just randomly assigned to every team. And we are going to enable cannot be fired. We're not going to get fired year one anyway, but yeah, just, in case something happens. Another thing I'm going to say here is Out of the Park Go does have a tendency to crash if your device is not 100% fast, or if you're, I'm on an iPhone 10, so it's not like a slow device, but I'm still going to be saving frequently to make sure that if we crash, we don't lose much stuff. And that'll include during the inaugural draft as well. When I tried to stream Out of the Park Go the first time on my personal channel, it did crash and I lost my inaugural draft, so I don't want to do that again. We're going to play with the Diamondbacks here just because it is my home team. And it doesn't really matter what team you play for a fictional league since it is all randomized. Okay, anyways, we're going to go to actions here. And I don't believe there's anything to do yet. Maybe it is just the inaugural draft. Okay, so we're going to run immediately into the inaugural draft. Yeah, there is a OTP Diamondback stream. This is a one-off thing, Gavaguigi. We will not be playing the Diamondbacks long-term, I assure you of that. It's just my team and the team I am most familiar with. And like I said, it doesn't really matter for Fictional League since it's all randomized anyway. So we're going to be doing a Serpentine draft that's pretty standard. It looks like we could just hop right into it. So here's the start draft page. I would not like to select a reliever with my first draft. We're just going to auto-simulate until our pick and make the best selection available. So we are actually the 6th overall pick here. It is definitely going to have plenty of talent available. And Resolm, so that is actually part of why the time slot is what it is. I am on the West Coast. I know that there are a lot of West Coast viewers who do not necessarily have time slots that work with the existing streams. So one of the things we talked about when we were setting this up is making sure to get it into a time that works for West Coast viewers. I do not want to draft relievers, so I'm going to look at all batters and then starting pitchers. And I want to draft the highest potential player possible. I want to draft young players, and I want to make sure we get somebody who's going to be a cornerstone for the franchise. So 33 is probably a little too old for me. I like the third baseman. I do not like this batting profile, all power and not necessarily the best defense. I do like the third baseman. He's got contact. He's got a little power as well. He can avoid striking out, and he's got really good arm for the position. Here's a 25-year-old center fielder. He's got the defense, and he gets on base and hits for power, too. So this is the type of guy I like. This type of guy, young player, fully developed, quality hitter. That's who we're going to be looking to draft early on. So that's it for the 4.5-star players here. I am not sure I would like to draft somebody with a lower overall, but if there's someone, you know what? This second baseman, Omar Fisher, is really good too. The defense is a little iffy for second base, in my opinion, but his hitting is ridiculously good. He is a right-handed batter with minimal splits, and he absolutely gets on base at crazy clips. You cannot be unhappy about that at all. We've got another second baseman here, Billy Juarez, who's basically just a worse version of him, but he is fast. He can steal bases. We've got Kevin Kyle, another bird. We don't like those power-heavy profiles, especially not gap power-heavy profiles. I like this left fielder's batting profile, but at that point we would just go with the second baseman because he's the better hitter. That first baseman's not too bad, but he doesn't really compare with the other guys. I really like the center fielder. Matt Stimpson. He's got great defense for the position. He hits for an amazing on-base profile. He's very fast. This might be the guy. He's an all-around great player. So I'm going to go back here and check out that first guy we were looking at, Omar Fisher. No, not Omar Fisher. The other dude. Ben Horn, was that it? Yeah, it was Ben Horn I think we were looking at selecting, so it will be that center fielder. I really love the defense, and that's something I've noticed a lot about Out of the Park Go. There are a lot of great fielders in the game. A lot of great fielders who can hit too, so we're going to select Matt Stimpson with our first round pick. Oh, the third baseman's great, but I expect him to slip. Prospects are not often selected in the first round. Oh yeah, good point, Cold Nor the baseball. We shall check starting pitchers and make sure there are no ridiculous players available. So Jeremy Hightower, he's a three-pitch guy, which kind of turns me off. He's got really good movement and control, though. That helps. We might come back and select him later. He is a prospect, so there's a good chance he slips. Gabe Cook is really good, but he's also 28. Brian Johnson is the guy I would select in the first round if we were taking a pitcher, but I would rather take the center fielder here. He is very good, but we will be able to find pitchers later on, especially those guys. And we will look for misclassified players later, Yuka, but I'll do it in later rounds because I seriously doubt we're going to have anybody so good they get selected in the first round that's better than this Matt Stimson guy. And I do kind of want to go through the inaugural draft quickly. And yes, absolutely, Cold North Baseball. If you can select a great fielder who can hit, that is the way you want to go. You want to cover your premium positions as quickly as possible. So we are now in the second round. I do not know why we have the 8th overall selection. Oh no, it's the 7th. But wait, that can't be right. Let's check the draft log here. So we did have the 7th selection of the second round, or the first round. Yeah, okay, so we are making the 24th selection here in the second round. That is what we expected to be at. So the third baseman, Alfredo Cabrera and Jose Jara, the two best batting potential guys in the draft, still available as expected. And we will look to draft them later. I really like this Pat Batten guy. He could be a great shortstop. If not, he's an outstanding third baseman defensively, and he can hit. So we'll look at him later too. Yeah, we'll get the misclassified players in later rounds. We'll definitely grab at least a few just so we can check them out. And we'll look for great fielders as well at that point. So we still got Billy Juarez available, who was not quite the guy we were loving, but he is a very good hitter, no doubt. And I'm definitely going to have him on my radar for a possible selection this round. I like Steve Preston as well. He can actually field quite well in the outfield. He either right or left. He is young too. So it's a tough one. He's 2 years younger, which does play a part. I think he's probably a slightly better hitter overall. I want to view his defensive stats here. Maybe Billy Juarez is a better outfielder. Yeah, I think if we select a hitter, it would be Steve Preston at this point. And Steven Adams is a shortstop. He's pretty good defensively. I'm not loving the hitting, though. And we can absolutely get better shortstops in later rounds. So we're going to check out starting pitchers, make sure there's no one elite left, and then we're going to select that guy. There are a lot of really good starting pitching prospects, though, I'm noticing. So we're definitely going to be grabbing a lot of those guys. If this is what's left, I am not going to buy into that 40 grade control. We may need to go with that batter, no question. I like that pitcher better, but I still don't like him well enough. All right, so we got more guys here. 3-pitch pitcher. I'm not drafting 3-pitch pitchers early. I just do not trust them. Swill, a catcher comes into play probably around the 10th round because you can get high catcher ability catchers pretty late in the draft, and that's really all I'm worried about for the position. If we can get elite whatever at the other positions, that's more what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about getting the best hitters, the best pitchers, and then we get the best fielders later because they'll be available the latest. So I think we're going with not Billy Juarez, it was the left fielder. Mark Preston here. He's got really great on base skills. He is a very strong fielder in right or left. The base running is a little questionable, but we're not going to have him steal. So, and that's not the right guy. Steve Preston. Steve Preston will be our second round selection here. We're going to need to look into taking some pitching soon because I'm sure they will come off the board quickly. There's the shortstop again. He's still available. We got Josh Bigley. I'm not loving the bat here. I do like Juan Castillo as a potential second baseman, but I'm not liking it enough to take him in the second or third round here. And it's the early third round, too. We need to keep that in mind. Leon Dominguez has a really inefficient batting profile, which is a shame because he's a great fielder at second. Mike Hitchcock. I do really like this. This bat. I think he's an okay fielder at third. I would like a better, but honestly, we're not going to get much better hitting than this at this age range, so this is tempting. Not an eye potato, Torgonius. An iPhone spelled iPhone, and I don't know why my alarm is going off there. Here is a catcher that's not a catcher. Casey Hudson does not have the catcher ability to play the position, but if he can field another position, then maybe we consider picking him up. He could potentially be a first baseman or a DH, so I will consider that with him. And we might look at picking him up later. Do not want to look at 39-year-old birds. That's not the guy I wanted to click. Here we go. I'm not loving Robert Lacey. A lot of these guys are older, which is the problem usually when you're looking at picking up elite hitters in really just after the top couple selections. They do start to become older and older as you go. Hector Soto, another really strong hitter who just cannot field. I like the third baseman best. I seriously doubt anyone is going to be better. I do not remember where he was. I think he was on this page. Yeah, Mike Hitchcock. This is the guy. I'm going to take a quick look at some starting pitchers, but I think Hitchcock's probably the play here. All right, so we have Casey Gascon, 3-pitch guy. As I said, I'm not really interested in drafting 3-pitch pitchers this early. That really low control pitcher who I hate. So this guy's still available. He's pretty good. I wouldn't draft him over Hitchcock, though. That good of a bat who can kind of field his position this early on is definitely something you want to keep going to. So I think this is kind of the same problem as with the batters. A lot of these pitchers are older guys here. So I'm not seeing really the players that we hope we would. Young, quality pitchers. Here we go. Bill Razzo. He's got movement. He's got control. He's got 5 pitches. He's got solid stuff. This is very tempting for me. He's 22. I don't think either of these guys are making it to that next round, but it's either Razzo or Hitchcock. Yeah, I agree. I think Hitchcock is an excellent hitter. We could take Bill Razzo to be our ace. He would be so for a long time. And he is a quality guy I think we could rely on. I'll let chat give me feedback. Would you like to see the batter or the pitcher? Because that's really what it comes down to. We can take a great pitcher or we could take a great hitter who can kind of field a position that we're going to need to fill. I do really like the contact on this guy, though. He is going to be a ball and play god. He's not going to strike out you. Probably not going to get an below average amount of walks. He's going to hit for some power, too, which is another mild plus there. I'm sure my projection system does not love him too much because of the defense. That's really what I'm a little bit more hung up on here. If we take Mike Hitchcock, he's going to be a below average fielder at third base, which we can live with because we're going to be picking up a really good shortstop to help make up for it. But Lowry, it's the 3rd round, so we have a long time before our next pick. I think Hitchcock is the play, but I don't think we're going to have Razzo available in our next round. All right, let's see if he's still there. And if he is, we're going to select him without hesitating. Whoa. Bill Razzo slips to us in the 4th round. And yeah, you're right. It was 14 picks. I miscalculated. Amazingly, we will be able to grab both the ace pitcher and the quality hitter. So we will select Razzo there and add him to our rotation. Definitely, by far, the best pitcher left in the draft at that point. So let's take another look at some hitters. See if there's any elite bats that are still available. By the way, Alfredo Cabrera is eventually going to be our third baseman. Maybe we move Hitchcock to third base when this guy comes out because I will draft him in the next couple of rounds. So Adams is still available, surprisingly to me. I do not like his hitting profile, but I like the defense and the age enough that I would consider picking him if he slips much further. Doug Baker, another outfielder. I'm not liking that bat in the corner. Tom Baker, 2 Bakers back to back. Another interesting player. Aaron Bankhead. You know what? We could use a second baseman or a shortstop. He could fill either position. I think this guy is a great fielder. We might need to look into taking him. I'm going to take a look at Wes Burton. I don't like him. And Caleb Carter. I don't intend to draft either of those players because they are older. J.J. Dale, he's 41 though. Bruce Chesney. This is an interesting player. He's got ratings at first base, so I gotta imagine he's got defense in the infield as well. He's interesting. Antonio Dominguez, not liking that guy. What I really want to see is if we've got any gems defensively who can also hit. Probably in the middle infield spots since we already have our center fielder. Catching would also fly. If we find a really great catcher ability guy, it is a shame this guy doesn't have a higher I because I would draft him if he did. Yeah, that's a good call. We will take a look at defense here in a second and kind of identify how we're going to approach the rest of the draft accordingly. So we will view based on defensive ratings, and I will sort accordingly. If I can find defensive ratings. Here we go. Nope, that's stats. Fielding ratings. So let's find the best catcher ability, guys. Jose Lopez will be our starting catcher this year. He's got I and avoid Ks. He's still a terrible hitter, but he's got that 80 grade catcher ability. I expect he'll slip several rounds, and I think Fernando Martinez is the backup, or maybe he's the starter because he's a much better hitter. He's got a stronger arm too. So this is going to be a difficult decision to make who's going to start and who's the backup. But I like Fernando Martinez a lot, and I love Jose Lopez and his catcher ability. Now for infield range, we've got a couple 80 grade range guys here. So first we've got Seth Learned. That's a very strange last name. He's an interesting prospect. He can't really hit, but he's a great range fielder. And Bill Garcia. This is our starting shortstop, I think. He can hit a little tiny bit. He's like the number 9 guy in your order, but the defense is outstanding. And the arm is very strong. Yeah, his arm is better, which is something I will consider. Oh, we've got a third 80 grade range guy. Justin Santiago. I need not say more. This guy is going to be either our starting second baseman or shortstop. He has the range to be an outstanding player. He could get on base. You really just cannot say much bad about this profile. Now, he's 27. But that's not much of a negative when he's got that kind of ability to play the game. I don't know if there's really anybody else I'd consider at shortstop. We'll just quickly check outfield range. There's nobody with 80 grades, so I wouldn't consider replacing the center fielder we've got right now. And yeah, Justin Santiago. He just went way up our draft boards. So let's take another quick look at the default stuff here. Sort by potential. And now we're going to need to make a decision about who we actually draft. Guys that are going to be coming onto the team immediately. And I am not loving the hitting selection. So I think, what do we still need for our offense? We need a first baseman. We're taking fielders for short and second, which are two positions we need. We have a DH or first baseman. I could move the dude we took to be our second baseman, to be a first baseman, or a DH. We're going to need a catcher, and we need corner outfielders. So we need outfielders. That's what I'll be looking for. Outfielders and a first baseman / DH. Okay, you know what, alarm? I apologize for that. Okay, well, the game just automatically saved, which is something I should have been doing and was not doing. I appreciate that. Oh, and Lowry, I would normally be doing that where I review the draft for an extended period, but I do not want to do that on stream because it would take too much time. Much too much time. Phil McCormick. I'm not liking the hitting options. And you know what we can do? We could sort by batting potential. Not potential. Let's sort by batting ratings. Let's find the highest contact hitters. Let's figure out who's going to be our first baseman. I want to find somebody who's got contact and eye preferably. So David Lopez here. He's 37. That's the problem. David Lopez would be an outstanding option if he were younger. I'll still consider taking him. I'm serious about that. If you find a good enough hitter, they're worth taking no matter what. Felix Medrano. Another 2.5 star guy. He's also got pretty good defense in the outfield. And he could hit pretty well. I like this dude. He could be an option. Okay. Carlos Bonilla, a well-rounded hitter, another 35-year-old guy, so older than you'd like to see. J.J. Dale. He could be our first baseman. He's ancient as well, but you know what? If it comes down to taking the best players, we're taking the best players. Bob Yasso. We could also move Hitchcock to first base. So if we want to draft Bob Yasso, who can hit as well and play third base a little bit better, that might be something we consider. Maybe we just ignore that first base bat, move the dude we've got there. Ooh, Cesar Vatea, another older player, but another very good hitter. Tyrese Anderson, he's 30, so he's less old. He could be an option. Yeah, OOTP Go really does get you through those boring meetings. Doug Baker. We looked at him earlier and I wasn't loving it very much, but right now I think he could be one of our better options available. I want to check his defense though, because he does have, amazingly enough, shortstop ratings that are not too bad. So if necessary, this guy could fill in a middle infield spot in addition to being our starting left fielder. I don't love it, but I'm going to provisionally throw Doug Baker into this spot. I don't want to spend too much longer taking a look at players, so we're going to look at starting pitchers. And let's view default, see if there's anyone really good by overall. So we've still got this terrible control pitcher. Still got this guy. I like Carrier. He's not bad. I think we're taking a pitcher this round. Bobby Holton is just so much better in terms of what he can bring to the team. And I think it's going to be Bobby Holton. He's a quality pitcher. He's 29, so he's not too old yet. He's got good movement, good control. He doesn't throw too hard, but he's got a quality pitch mix, fastball, slider, curveball, and a mid-league changeup. I love the slider pitchers. I love the movement. I love the control. I love the profile. Bobby Holton in this round. By the way, this Hightower guy, it's a shame he doesn't have more pitches, but you know what? Corey King, this is probably the best pitching prospect in the game in terms of his potential. Anyways, back to batters. Doug Baker is still available. I think at this point, Doug Baker might be the selection. Or Bruce Chesney. You know what? He's got infield ratings too. He's fast. He's probably a mildly better hitter. He's definitely a slightly better fielder. I want to see his fielding ratings in the infield. He's also a very rangy player for the infield. How about Tim Ferguson? He's got a really good eye, but he strikes out so much it brings me pain. And he also is not a great fielder. The range is questionable at best. Oh, yeah, I see. Thank you, TF Llama, for noticing that he is a lefty thrower and therefore exclusively a first baseman in the infield. Lefties cannot train up at second base, shortstop, or third base. And I'm not loving the options here for our hitters. I think we are going to go with Doug Baker because there's simply nobody who can fill the role better. Ooh, this second baseman, Pedro Cifuentes. He can get on base a little. He's got great second base defense. He's somebody we might consider soon. Andre Walton. Yeah, he's a great fielder, but that's not what we're drafting right now. And we say is the last guy I'm taking a look at here. And it's going to be Doug Baker for this selection. Okay, I think at this point, we are going to start drafting prospects soon. I want to take one last look at starting pitchers, see if we can grab ourselves a quality number 3 pitcher here. And I think at this point, we'll draft fielders and we'll draft prospects. I want to draft somebody a little bit younger because we've been going with slightly older pitchers here. Josh Hall, His control is really the only thing above average. I like Devin Johnson a little bit better. Wait, the King guy? Where's King? I don't see it. Oh, is he a first name King? I like hard throwers, but they have to have a lot of fastballs to really capitalize. Either way, though, it definitely helps with the stuff. I'm not in love with our options at this point for starting pitching. At this stage, I think we might just let some guys slide and take what's left. Eduardo Stoll's interesting. He's got that really high control, but he is a three-pitch guy, so that kind of drags his value down for me. We might take a look at some relievers who could potentially start, although I doubt there are many. I'm not liking the options very much. I also think they'll get worse, but you know what? We can deal with that at that point. Okay, but we're drafting fielding, we're drafting prospects from here on out. We will take one pitcher. Maybe there's a really high potential guy who's got 2.5 overall, like Chris Miller. But I'm not liking him as a current pitcher. He's in the minor leagues for me if we draft him. Yeah, I think we're going with a higher overall pitcher here. Okay, so one more look through this. Josh Hall, he's younger. He's good. He's got some quality pitch mixes. Oh, Corey King. I see. If I can ever find him. Oh, was he a prospect? I don't know. Anyways, we will take a look at him if I can ever find him. Who do we have here? Jesse Olson, he's younger. He's got 6 pitches, which I like, but I'm not liking the lower control. Edward Stoll. Again, I do not like the 3 pitches, but he's got so much control, and we're going to be drafting for defense. Edward Stoll. All right, it's time to start drafting prospects, and it's time. Ooh, that top pitching prospect's off the board. Here's Corey King. Top pitching prospect in the game, in my opinion. Yeah, he throws 98 to 100 miles an hour. He's a quality prospect for sure. He's got control. He's got movement. You can't dislike him, really. Tomas Luma, another quality. Ooh, his slider is nasty, though. I like myself a good slider. And Keith Ross, another great pitching prospect. He's got a nasty slider, too, and he's got a lot of control. And yeah, Corey King's a lefty, too, as is Keith Ross. Oops, that's not Keith Ross. So we got a couple elite lefty prospects here to consider. Let's take a look at the batting prospects. Alfredo Cabrera is still available. The other top batter got drafted, so we're taking Cabrera. We're going to go for prospects for a couple of rounds here, and then we'll start moving on to some other stuff. So I'm going to get Keith Ross. So we got our top 2 pitching prospects and our third base prospect, who was really good. All right, any of these other pitching prospects we really like. I like Luna, but I don't want to draft him too early. I'm not loving Perez too much. He's solid, but not elite. David Willard, another 3-pitch guy, though, but he does have really nice movement. All right, let's take a look at some of the batting prospects here. You know what we should also do is take a look at relievers before I forget to do it. I like Steve Conwell. He's good, but he's also underdeveloped for a 23-year-old, which, again, makes me question just how good he'll actually be at his peak. Holy cow! Mark Suplee is an on-base machine. 17 years old, and that potential is sky high. The defense is not going to be sufficient for center field, but wow. And Jim Texter follows him up with another more developed version of that profile. A little less contact, a little more eye, though, and a little more defense. So there are some really interesting on-base guys here. I think we'll go Texter and then Suplee. All right, and now we'll look at relievers. Tom Jeffries is a little older. Ralph McConnell is 22 years old. Fastball curveball combination. He could be a closer. He's got stamina, so he can be a stopper at that. Nestor Alcantar. I'm going to throw McConnell in there for now. And, you know, I don't think anyone's going to be better. We'll take McConnell. And now we'll look at some fielders. All right, let's look at these fielding ratings once more. Infield range. No! That guy who had 80 grade range, I was loving for the shortstop option. He is gone. I waited too long. I took too many prospects before him, and he will not fall to us. Bill Garcia, I will draft to be our starting shortstop. That's happening immediately. Oh, shoot, that catcher. Hey, he's gone too. Oh, man. Okay, I underestimated the AI's ability to draft really good fielders early. And it costed us. We're not getting those two guys. So Chris Harris, I think, is probably the new option to be our backup catcher. He's a pretty strong hitter. He's got 50 arm, 70 ability. Oh, man. That's how you make up for it when you're me and you think you could get strong fielders. We still got Jose Lopez, who I was looking at as our starting catcher. We'll draft him immediately. We'll take maybe Eric Black. No, I think we're going with Chris Harris. If I can click him. All right. And now we need to figure out somebody to be our second baseman. So I'm going to look at some guys here with this kind of profile. This is exactly what we're looking for. This Zach Byer guy. He's got great range, great air, and great turn double play. That's what you want to look for at second base. So we'll find somebody like that who's got slightly better defense. I think we'll be set. Or offense, not defense. His defense was perfectly fine. Oh, hold it, hold it. Kyle Michael. He's a number 9 hitter, but man, can he field at second. That's what we are drafting for right now. He can hit ever so slightly. At worst, I think he's a utility guy. I think we draft him. Let's take another quick look at some prospects here. Donovan Delaney is still available. Steve Pratt is still available. This guy's a really great fielder, and I'm tempted. Jeremy Schultz is still available. So those are our top prospects at this stage. We got a couple relievers here as well. Interesting. This guy's essentially a one-pitch pitcher. He's all in the sinker. Okay. Or we might still need some hitters. I want to double check our team. We also need starting pitching. So I think it's under like transactions is where we want to be. So our players DFA'd. This is our roster right now. So we have 4 starting pitchers, 2 of which are prospects. No, we've got 5, 2 of which are prospects. We got 1 reliever. We got our 2 catchers. Alfredo Cabrera is a prospect. Mike Hitch is our starting third baseman. Bill Garcia is our starting shortstop. Kyle Michaels our starting second baseman. So we just need first base on the infield. Steve Preston's our starting left fielder. Doug Baker will probably be our starting right fielder then. Texter and Suplee are prospects. Stimson is our starting center fielder. So I believe we still need a DH and a first baseman. Yes, that sounds right. DH and a first baseman. Let's find them. I don't care how old they are. I don't care how bad of fielders they are. I just need some guys who can hit. And we are going to be doing batting ratings for that. So here we've got David Lopez still available. We were looking at him earlier. I like his hitting abilities a lot. He can fill in the outfield when needed. I don't see anyone who's even really close to him offensively, so we will draft Lopez. Carlos Bonilla is another quality player in terms of his hitting abilities, at least. Tyrese Anderson. You know what? I was talking about potentially moving Hitchcock to first base. Let's look at some third basemen. Oops. Position, third base. Miguel Duran. He's not going to cut it. All right. Tatsuo Betancourt. He's 39. But he can field and he can hit. So we're taking Tetsuo Betancourt. He could get us to our next third baseman, the guy we drafted as a prospect, the man of our future. And that's what we want here. All right, back to all players. What do we want to do next? We can do draft prospects, or we could draft prospects, or we can go for really strong fielders, utility players. I think we're just going to take a couple of prospects and then let the AI handle the rest. I like Anglin's control. I like that guy a little bit. I want to see if we've got any really strong... Let's view batting potential. Let's see if there's any really strong batting potential, guys. David Lopez. Did I accidentally not draft him? Well, I'm drafting him now, so there we go. Alvarado Peralta. He's a good hitter. He's also underdeveloped for his age. That kind of drains the value slightly, but he's still a quality prospect. That 24-year-old guy is definitely not going to cut it for me with his level of development. All right, you know what? We're going to draft Alvarado Peralta, and now we're going to auto-complete the draft. Unless there are any... Oh, yeah, right. Starting pitchers. Starting pitchers. We need 2 more. We should at least take a look at some of them. Let's view pitching ratings. Movement. So we've got Javier Hillestad here. He's a 25-year-old guy. Really good movement and control. He's got 6 pitches. I'm loving it. We're drafting him. If he's still available. Okay, he's still available. So there we go. That's a great number 4 pitcher right there. I like that pickup a lot for us. David Castaneda is probably the best guy left, unfortunately, so I will consider that. Pat Gates, here we go. He's got control. He's got decent movement and control. Yeah, I'll take 31 if it gets us a quality guy in the rotation. At this stage of the draft, we're just looking for the most talented players available to fill out our team. So Pat Gates will be our last guy. He's 34, but hey, it'll do. So next up, we need relievers. So I'm going to look at all players. David Ray. There's a great setup guy / dual stopper. Diego Martinez, he's got really high movement. I am not such a big fan of him looking up close. Brian Best is not bad. Justin Williams, I think we'll draft Justin Williams, a 34-year-old reliever, and let the AI handle the rest at this point. We basically drafted a complete team. I think we've got plenty of quality prospects. We've definitely got the best prospects. We got a really solid roster, and I don't care who our utility guys are too much. So draft is completing. We'll save as soon as it's done, and then we'll get going into our season here. Something I will say is if fictional leagues are selected for our long-term franchise, we will do the entire inaugural draft, at least like 100 picks. We want to make sure we have a set farm. We will preview the draft. We'll do an entire stream of just looking at the top draft picks and doing like 5 selections. And we will make several streams of the inaugural draft because I think it's super important for a team we're playing in the long run. So we've got Matt Stimson is our starting center fielder. And I need to quickly adjust the league settings so we have a DH. All right, there we go. DH is enabled. Going to go under players as well and make sure we've got a lot of players being generated. Even though we're only playing 1 year, I still like having a lot of players generated. As long as we don't get some random draft or Sky Discovery who's fully developed, it's not going to make too much of a difference. Yes, Dishnet. It's pretty much what I was just saying, where we've got players in the extremes. I think the AI is working slightly differently. It looks like defense is much more targeted at OOTP Go, which is much more representative of how we value players. And I haven't played too many inaugural drafts. This is probably my 3rd or 4th on OOTP Go, so I'm not going to say anything too certainly. But I do think we've got a pretty interesting thing going on here. All right, so Matt Stimpson is our starting center fielder. He's got range. He can play center field quite well. He's a great hitter. He's going to run well on the bases. He's like your ideal leadoff guy. Perfect center fielder. Sean Clark, you're not going to be our starting left fielder. I'm going to trade you because I do not like you. Mike Hitchcock is our starting third baseman. Steve Preston is our starting right fielder. Doug Baker is our starting first baseman here. David Lopez is our starting DH. Yes, that is what we want. Tetsuo Betancourt is not going to be our starting second baseman, I'll tell you that. Chris Harris is our starting catcher, and Kyle Michael, this is not our starting shortstop either, so we're going to have to fix that a little bit. Bobby Helton is our starting pitcher, number 1, our ace. I don't know why Stoll is above Gates. Wait, what the heck happened to that other dude we drafted? Did he not get drafted? Shoot, I think I blew it. But anyways, Bobby Holton's our ace. Stoll is our number 2. Gates is our number 3. Hillstead is our number 4. Schmidt is our number 5. I think we're going to try to trade in Sean Clark for a starting pitcher. Oh, yeah, Alex, thank you for mentioning the Home Run Derby. What a show. If you missed it, go back and watch it. It was a ton of fun. Pete Alonso was electric. Juan Soto was electric. Everybody had tons of fun. Trey Mancini, really great to watch. It was just an amazing derby. And of course, there's always the celebrity softball game. So let's take a quick look at our lineups. We're going to pull Sean Clark from left field and see who we've got available. Mark Crockett. Who is Mark Crockett? Oh, goodness, no. A 39-year-old first baseman who is an absolute bird. AI, you totally dropped the ball on that one. Manny Arrives is going to be a utility man. I think he's a fine utility dude. I don't have a problem with him. We got Dan Kent, who is our backup slash start. What the heck? Why is Dan Kent on our roster? Get him out. We want our 80 grade catcher ability dude. I think the AI sent some players to the minors who should not have been sent to the minors. Jermaine Wright. I'm not happy about the AI's decisions here. Oh, okay. So first things first, Sean Clark, you're getting sharped away. I have no interest in this guy. He's not a bad utility outfielder, but we don't need a utility outfielder. We need a guy who we is starting pitching basically. So shop player around. We want starting pitching. I'm going to be asking for starting pitching, and we're just going to shop him. Oh, it could have been contracts, but I'm not so sure. Wow, these offers are awful. Although Raul Acevedo might be better than their current number 5 starting pitcher. This is not making me happy. Corey Hills or Hillis. I think he is the best offer we've received to this point. Here we go. Ronnie Anderson is garbage. Never mind. Forget I was happy for a second there. This is kind of what you'd expect, unfortunately, given that Clark is just not a good player. It really comes down to that. 25 movement. No, thank you. We've got Alex Hernandez is my new favorite offer. Atlanta is stepping up to the plate to try to get Sean Clark for some reason. Nate Bray, I'm not liking. Tommy Boyer, I'm not liking. You know what? I doubt we're getting anyone better, and I don't want to forget that it was not Bray. It's for the Braves. It was Alex Hernandez. He was available. He's who we're trading for. We got a really good closer here in Zach Silverstein. Let's see if we can get him. Oh, yeah. Not for a first round pick. No, thank you. Yeah, gotta love all the Alexes. They're everywhere. Steve Bauman, who we were looking at potentially drafting. Jose Perez, I'm not liking him. Rafael Barajas, I'm not liking him either. I think we're going to try to trade for Bauman, at least attempt to make this work. And it will not, so we're not going to trade for him. Hold it. I saw a first baseman with good overall rating. Caleb Carter, I'm not liking him as much as I thought I could. All right, let's take a look at their prospects. That is not what I wanted to do. Oh, shoot. Back. I'm tempted to play on a tablet because it will be easier to not accidentally hit stuff. Why do I keep hitting stuff? Please. No, I don't want to hit it. The Braves did not really build a farm system in this draft. I don't see any quality prospects here. This catcher is really a first baseman. Mike Gringer, we might try to trade for him because I just want something else in this trade. This is sad. I like Trice. Let's get this Trice dude. Jerry Trice. Or Tyson, not Trice. I don't know how I got Trice out of that. He is going to cost us much too much, so... Oh, no, here it is. We actually do want Trice. Nate Trice. And they still want much too much, so we're just going to make this happen a 1-for-1. Oh, wait, they haven't made a decision, so we actually do need to add more into the trade for this to work. Some random 24-year-old prospect, I think is what that was. Oh, shoot. I did not mean to do that. All right, well, Jonathan Goad, not loving him. We could give him up. The Trice is right. Apparently it wasn't. Oh, yeah, great call, Roman Day. We will go after that 80 grade shortstop, so let's list all the players and get him. Player search. Here we go. Wow, look at this closer. Of course he's with the Yankees. Of course he is. Where else would he be? And then there's this guy. There's some ridiculous pitchers here. Man, we are not going to see anybody hitting off these closers. Fielding ratings, if I can find them. Here we go. Infield range, and the 80 grade range guy who's not on our team, Justin Santiago, drafted by the Chicago White Sox. The guy we want to be our starting second baseman. They want Baker, which I honestly would do. I don't have any reservations of giving Baker up for a player this good. Besides, I think he's like starting at first base for us or something stupid like that, which is not going to be the case. Oh man, they've got some prospects here. They've got Chris Miller, who's a decent starting pitcher. Ozzie Salinas, a start or a relief prospect who's got a lot of talent and who would cost far too much to trade for. Can we get potentially Chris Miller at a reasonable price? They want elite prospects for him, which I am not going to trade at this time. We can take a look at their roster, see if they've got any other interesting players. They've got this closer. They've still got the 25-year-old closer, but we're not going to be able to pick him up. I guarantee. Yeah, they want too much for him. Bragdon. Nate Bragdon is a decent pitcher. I will consider trading for Bragdon. Let's see about this Peterson guy, Andy Peterson. Yeah, that's too much for him. John Rathborn. If we could get him to play first base for us, that would be something. They want Razzo, though, which is absolutely not happening. Or Preston, who's also absolutely off the table. They've got Sean Harris. Man, they got a lot of great fielders here. Gordy Nance. This is like your ideal utility infielder. But we're going to be looking at getting Bragdon. Oh, we can't afford Bragdon. There's got to be somebody. All right, well, I guess we can't. If we can't, that's just going to be how it is. Wow, that's a terrible starting pitcher. All right, Luis Vazquez, you know what? This guy's good. He's better than some of the players we've got. He's an upgrade. And you know what? This is not going to take too much to make it happen. I think we're going to be able to acquire Luis Vazquez from the Chicago White Sox here. Yeah, $12 million utility infielder. Exactly, Roman Day. Who is this Mullins guy? Jamie Mullins. He's garbage. I have no problems trading him away for this guy. Let's see about this Thacker dude. We have to trade Alex Hernandez. I do not want to trade Alex Hernandez. We could trade Justin Williams. I think he might be an upgrade. They're the same age. It doesn't. Yeah, I'm not thinking that happens. Let's try to trade for Peterson now. Maybe it's easier at this point. And that is a big no. So I think we're going to just make it work as it stands. Yeah, definitely not trading that Alex. I do think he is a quite talented pitcher. He could fit in well at the bottom of our rotation. All right, anything else on our agenda here? The catcher. You know what? We've got two catchers that'll do the job. I'm not too worried about it. Oops, got to go to the transactions. You know what? Josh Schmidt, you're getting shopped away. Let's just find any player. I don't care who it is. Let's get this Josh Schmidt guy off the team. I'm not interested in a fifth starter when we have better options. So they're offering Tony Negron, who's terrible. Also, we're unloading his contract, I think, by making a trade here. Jordan Salcido, who's probably the best option that we're going to get. You know what? Chris Schneider is not a bad reliever. I would consider that offer. Matt Klimek, he's not a bad utility infielder. That's certainly a player you'd consider, especially given his age. He's not an old player. All right, we're going for the utility infielder from the Oakland Athletics. Joe Cathan, a very young closer. Might as well look into him. I want to stay on Alex's good side, and I like the Alex that I have. I think he fits well with our team. I like Brett Delaney. I'm sure we can't afford him. Yeah, look at that. They want our best pitcher or our best hitter, which is not happening. Got an interesting first baseman, another power hitting first baseman. I like this Lyles guy. No, I don't really like the Jeffries guy as much. Angel Lopez is a quality fielder. Still not going to trade for him, though. We've got enough of those types of players. Adrian Salazar. Here we go. Cesar Vitaya. He could be a great DH. Oh, shoot, he's got a no trade clause. Of course he does. See, this is where commissioner mode would come in handy, being able to negate that no trade clause and acquire him from the A's. No. I promise I'm not trying to click the continue button. They got Hightower. Can we get Hightower from them? Yeah, I kind of figured we wouldn't, but it's worth attempt. That's not who I wanted to see. Who's this white guy? Zachary White. He's a talented hitter. If we can get him, we should get him. And they want all of our good players, which I cannot do. Or Luis Vasquez. For a prospect of this caliber, I'm tempted. I'm not going to do it, but I'm interested in the fact that they like Hightower so much. Ooh, Chris Silas. Here's an interesting hitter. And they do not want to trade him at all, so I will not ask for him. I think we're just going to have to make the trade as it stands. I don't like doing that, but we're not getting much better. We're getting the dude off our roster. I don't like him at all. I'm just glad he's gone. Javier Hillstad, I like. He's going to stick around. Pat Gates, I like enough that he's going to stick around. Justin Williams is our best. No, he's not. Dave Ray is our best reliever, isn't he? Maybe we had somebody even better? Where is our best reliever? I could have sworn I drafted the 3.5-star reliever somewhere. I just don't see him. Okay, well, anyways, regardless, we've got 2 spots in our lineup to fill. So let's go to our transactions page. All right, Alex Hernandez, he is on the team now. He is going to be our number 5 starting pitcher. Luis Vazquez, he is certainly on the team now. He's at least our number 4 pitcher. But now we actually do have too many starting pitchers, so maybe Luis Vazquez is going to be traded. Justin Santiago, our new starting second baseman. All right, let's take a look at the lineups here. Tatsuo Betancourt. I think he's our third baseman, right? Yeah. Yeah, he's our third baseman. Hitchcock's our first baseman. Is he tall? If he's not tall, we're not putting him at first base. Does height? Here we go. He's 6 foot. That's fine. Okay. Let's grab our dude, Justin Santiago, starting second baseman. So we still need a. We have our DH, David Lopez. I don't think he's the right dude. Yeah, he's the right guy. He's on. The Mets are a pretty strong team right now. Also, Kumar Rocker, Mets first round draft pick, slam dunk. You really cannot say enough about getting that kind of a player at 10th overall. Just the fact that that talent fell so far is outstanding for the Mets. I think we're missing a left fielder, and I think we have one in our organization. So let's move to the transactions page here, pull up the Reno Aces, and let's find them. You know what? That's our problem. Bill Razzo's in AAA. Why the heck is Bill Razzo AAA? And our best reliever, Ralph McConnell, is as well. So, yeah, these guys are going to the major leagues. I don't know why the heck they're in AAA. Danny Huffman, maybe a utility outfielder, but he's not better than that. Corey Shills is not good. Where is that left fielder? Huh. He does not appear to be in our organization. That's not what I wanted to click. I'm stunned. I don't know what happened. Maybe he's on the bench? No, I traded that other dude, the guy I didn't like, that I accidentally drafted. Oh, man. Okay. So we need to get rid of 2 pitchers. I think Stoll, because teams really like him as trade value. He could be getting traded here. I think we're moving on from Pat Gates because we have better options as well. So I'll look into this. Let's take a look at our lineup, though. I still want to find this left fielder. Where the heck did he go? It's not Jermaine, right? The dude just disappeared into thin air. I have no idea what happened to him. Is it one of these guys? It's not Steve Preston. It's not Mike Hitchcock. It's not Justin Santiago. It's not the guy at the top of the lineup. It's not David Lopez. Maybe it is David Lopez. I think that's who it was. David Lopez is the guy I was thinking of. The rest of the lineup is filled. Also, Kyle Michael wasn't our starting shortstop, was he? I think there was another guy I drafted to do that. At this point, I'd probably put Michael at second base and Santiago at short. You know, it doesn't matter. I won't spend forever looking through the minors to find some random guy. We'll just stick him at second and short. We need to find a new left fielder, though. All right. Well, player search, contact rating, batting ratings, and contact. So Kevin Knoll is the best. Holy cow, this guy gets on base. Yeah, we will trade the excess starting pitchers, probably for left fielders, preferably for left fielders. And TJ Weiss, not far behind in that on base ability. Man, these guys are insane. There's no chance we could afford Noel, though, money-wise, because he's surely on a huge contract at his point in his career. Denzel Fulton, look at this dude. He can play baseball. I want to see his contract, and we cannot afford that. How about Omar Fisher? Ooh, yeah. Yeah, this is what I like to see. Omar Fisher. Any chance that we could trade for this player would be great. All right, let's find some excess starting pitchers that we don't like, but other teams do. Let's just throw Stoll in there for the moment. All right, so now they would consider it for Bill Razzo. Basically the players we don't want to trade. Corey King, Bill Razzo, Kevin Ross, Mike Stimson. This is Kevin, right? No, it's Keith. Keith Ross. I don't want to trade any of these guys. As much as I love Omar Fisher, we're going to have to keep working this one down. Vasquez, he was valued by other teams pretty highly. And now they're willing to take Hitchcock, Preston, who I don't want to trade, and Texter. That's not much improvement. Let's look at a cheaper player, somebody they value a little bit less well, and then try to work up from there. Hopefully this guy's actually less well viewed. Nope, they like him even better. Okay. All right, here we go. I sent down an older starting pitcher? I don't think I did. I'm sure he would not add in value, though. Wow, this is worse. These are still players I'm not trading. All right, here we go. Make work. Now there's too many players. Ooh, man. Okay, that did not do it. Here we go. This might be the level of trade we want to be at. Still, please, just make this. Give us. Is it Baca? Is it Baca we did not like? Tony Baca. He's not good. All right, now let's throw in the reliever. See who can make this work now. They take Betancourt. I'm not a fan of trading Betancourt. I'm not a fan of trading Klimek. Shields? He's not good, is he? No. All right, let's see what we can do now to trade for this dude. It's Fisher. We're not going to acquire Fisher. I hate to say it. There's just no chance we can make this trade happen. And I think it's probably just faster to go back to the player search manually. All right, well, on to other options. Angelo Gonzalez, another guy who's almost certainly too expensive for us. Kurt Lee, here's a talented hitter, a 37-year-old talented hitter. Mike Hitchcock, yeah, that's what we like to see. Mike Hitchcock, a quality player. Man, this Sergio Martinez guy, I don't know how I missed him. Here is a second baseman who can hit, and he can field. Raul Perez, here's another quality hitter, another guy who's almost certainly going to be unaffordable. David Lopez, he's 37, and he is a 2.5-star player. This could be the player we go for. This is our guy. Oh my goodness, of course we already have David Lopez. Maybe Kurt Lee is more attainable than I'm thinking. Let's see, he's a switch hitter. Gotta love the switch hitters. His contract, 1 year, $17 million, that's on the border. And he's got a no trade clause. Okay, so we can't trade for him. Paul Scott, a third baseman. Wow, what a third baseman that guy is. That's the problem. Best hitters here are the best hitters. And it's going to be really hard to find somebody who's not going to be viewed as the best, one of the best hitters. I love this Tarango guy. He's 3.5 stars. Maybe he is a player we could trade for. Too expensive. Dave Timmons is probably the best hitter in the game. That on base ability and power is unmatched by anybody. I mean, he's not a third baseman, that's for sure, but he can hit. Victor Zacharias. Any chance this guy has an affordable contract? $18 million for 1 year. All right. And he's got a no trade clause. Of course, he's got a no trade clause. Yes, believe in S-War. Carlos Bonilla. We were looking into him. He might be the option here. Yeah, $6 million. That's affordable. That also means he's probably not going to be difficult to trade for. Yeah. They would take Betancourt, which means they don't need too much. They would want David Lopez. Yeah, that's not happening. I think one of these 22-year-old prospects or something is probably who we're giving up. Or a 27-year-old reliever who's just not good. Alfredo Trujillo, I don't like him as much as his overall rating suggests you should, so I'm not going to try to trade for him. I really like Mike Graham. His contract's affordable enough. And he's got a no-trade clause. I'll take older guys. We're playing one season, so it doesn't matter too much. I do want to have a dominant farm, which is why I took the prospects, but I'm fine taking older players. And now let's look at some prospects, try to seal the deal with them. All right, so Sato, a relief prospect, generally undervalued by the desktop trade AI, but not undervalued by OOTP Go trade AI. Yeah, trade AI. That is one of the key differences here. I love this center field prospect. Bobby Bay, great fielding. Much too expensive. Dusty Day, I'm not liking as much. I think we're just going to complete the trade as it stands. I'll take older guys if I have to. I will. All right, back to the transactions page. Not the page I wanted to do. Yes, it is, because we need to bring him onto the active roster. So looking at players who are DFA'd, we got the guy we just traded for. And now we can set our lineup with him in it. Carlos Bonilla, our new starting left fielder. Maybe he should DH and David Lopez should play left field. See how Lopez looks defensively. Oh. Wait, why does it have him at first base? Okay, well, we could just go to his ratings and see his fielding. Yeah, he's better left fielder. We'll go with David Lopez in left, Carlos Bonilla in DH. I still think Stibson is our leadoff guy. He's an outstanding hitter. Santiago's definitely batting lower. I like Hitchcock high in the lineup. Steve Preston is our number 2 man, I think. There we go. And Carlos Bonilla, I think he can hit 5. Dave Lopez hits 4. Tatsuo Betancourt, probably hits above Santiago. He's not too bad a hitter. Chris Harris, Kyle Michael. Kyle Michael definitely hits last. I think the order we have is fine right now. Okay, now something I do want to double check is where the heck did our 80 catcher ability guy go? I want him in the major leagues right now. Jose Lopez. He's in Double A. Double A! Of all places. So I will instead be moving away our current backup catcher and instead picking up the guy that we want. Here's Dan Kent. I have no interest in him. Oh, shoot. That's not the button I wanted to press. So we're going to be trading him away. Just shopping him to another team. I don't care what we get. If we happen, and OOTP crashes, so we just lost some progress. That's okay. We could just remake the trades we did. All right, let's see where we are right now. Oh, I don't think we finished the draft at this point. So, okay. We're in the 5th round right now, which means that we're going to have some redemption opportunities. I think we're just going to draft the same players. Let's view our transactions page. I want to take a look at who we've got again. Players DFA'd. Here we go. So we got Bill Razzo, Mike Hitchcock, Steve Preston, and Mike Stibson. Okay. So at this stage, Fernando Martinez is still available. That's something we got to consider. Justin Santiago is still available. We're going to have to draft these guys soon. Yeah, it's a good thing the file didn't crash. It just crashes sometimes. That's just, it happens. Yeah, unfortunately, we are all the way back here. But we could make it work. I think we took a pitcher in this round. Jeremy Hightower, by the way, we're going to try to draft this time around. Let's view all batters, though. Alfredo Cabrera will need to draft at some point as well. Jose Jara, I will remind you guys, went before Cabrera, so that is something we'll consider in the reshoot. Steven Adams, whose name is quite similar to live player Steven Alamis, who is a great fielder, just like he is. Doug Baker, not sure we're going to draft him this time. I think we're going to look at great hitters as soon as we pick up that pitcher. It was Bobby Holton. He's the guy we took. We're drafting him again. I definitely do not regret that selection at all. It was the right pick. All right, now we're going to look at great hitters, and then we'll move on to... No, we're going to draft our catcher and our infielder. Justin Santiago, you are going to be our 6th round pick this time. And this is the guy, right? Jose or Fernando Martinez will be our catcher. Okay, so now we've got that out of the way. We're going to start looking at actual batting potential. And I want to view all players because if there happens to be a pitcher who can hit, we would love to take that pitcher. Mark Suplee is still available. That's right. Prospects. Batting ratings. Sean Clark is the dude I accidentally drafted last time. Not taking him. David Lopez will still be one of our draft picks. I'm almost certain we're picking him up. Felix Medrano is still available at this stage. I think we have to take him this round or next. He is an outstanding player, and I love his talent. I'm definitely looking for guys who can get on base at this stage. Cesar Vatea, another great hitter. We didn't get him in the last draft, but he's available here. We could take him to be our DH. And I think that's what we'll do this round. I think we'll take Cesar Vatea. And now we're drafting Felix Medrano, who will be our starting left fielder. And now we will take David Lopez. By the way, Alex, found another Alex for you. Alex Gonzalez in left field. A nice on base, or not on base, but contact type hitter. So let's take another look at our transactions page, see who we've got on the team. We got our starting catcher. We got our top 2 pitchers. We got Caesar. How tall is he? Could he play first base? Yeah, he could play first base. So if we wanted to, we can stick him there. Mike Hitchcock, who we're ideally going to move back to first base again. Justin Santiago, he will probably be our shortstop. David Lopez, he could also be our first baseman. So I think what we have here is a full team. Steve Preston, Felix Medrano. Okay, yeah. Steve Preston plays right field. David Lopez plays first base. We just need a DH now. That's all we need. Oh, no, we need a second baseman. We need a second baseman. So I'll pick one up here. Let's view fielding ratings once more. Now, we will view hitting ratings, batting ratings. Contact second baseman. All right, so we got Tatsuo Betancourt. He's still available. He's definitely a third baseman, not a second baseman, but he could be a utility infielder as well. Stuart Clark, not my favorite fielder. Miguel Duran, another guy I'm not so high on for the fielding abilities. I'm not loving our options here for their defense. Yeah, actually, it makes sense. We'll just view default. Best overall second baseman, Gordy Nance. We were looking at potentially picking him up earlier. I think he is almost certainly going to be the pick here. He's a solid hitter with great defense. You can't do much better at second base at this point. Now we'll take a look at starting pitchers. Oh, man. It got thin real fast. All right, well, we'll look at pitching ratings then. So we still got Alex Leopold here. He's not bad. Matthew Griffiths. He's really a two-pitch dude, but I have a feeling that might not play out the same in OOTP Go that it does in OOTP Desktop. So because he's just by raw ratings a lot better. Yeah, this is what we're talking about, Juan Soto. I'm going to draft Matthew Griffiths here. But we do have our DH. It's going to be that second baseman. If I can get to the transactions page. So we drafted Gordy Nance to be our second baseman. That makes Cesar Vatea our DH. Because we've got our outfield and first baseman filled with David Lopez taking that spot. Meaning first base specifically. So back to the inaugural draft here. We still need a couple more starting pitchers. I like Hillstad, but we know he's going to fall. Now, Juan Soto, I actually like here. I think we're drafting Juan Soto to be our number 3 or 4 starting pitcher. And now we'll draft Hillstad, and we're done taking starting pitching. At this stage, we can look at relievers. So Kyle Hussar, he looks pretty good. We've got this guy, Frederick Montesero. He is younger, which I like. Clint Goldstein, he's a little older. I don't dislike Kevin Moore either. He's young. That adds to his value. Dave Ray, rather, who we selected in the last draft. And I think it's either Kyle Hussar or... How old is Hussar? He's 27. Okay, we'll take him. I like that significantly better movement than everybody else. And no, prospects next. All players, and we're looking at the default potential. Oh, wow. A lot of top prospects got drafted. You know what? It's a one-year sim. We're not going to worry about it. We're just going to draft a one-pitch reliever because we can. And we're going to go back to pitching ratings and continue to draft high movement relievers like David Ray. Dave Ray, not David. And Justin Williams, who we also took last time. And Jesus Flores, who we did not take last time, but we are taking this time. And now we are going to auto-complete the draft because we have done plenty. And at this stage, we are going to save the game and get going on our season. I think it's easier to put a party hat on anybody than it is to put pants on them. But definitely for Trash Pandas, the raccoons are quite moving creatures. They move around a lot. All right, so I'm going to once again save the game really quickly. So we do not lose our entire draft at this point again. I don't think we're going to be making any trades. I think unless we really need a utility player that we did not get because the AI is not smart, we should be fine. I'm not going to change the players thing. I think we'll just auto do the first year player draft and whatever. All right. So our team home screen, our roster overview. Fernando Martinez is our starting catcher. Justin Santiago is our starting shortstop. Gordy Nance is our starting second baseman. Cesar Vitaea. Why do I keep clicking Nance? Cesar Vitaea is our starting DH. Manny Arribas is our. This is not right. What the heck? Steve Preston's our starting right fielder. That's right. David Lopez is not our starting left fielder. He's our starting DH. All right, to roster page. Oops, that's rotation page. Roster page. No, lineups. This is what we want. Okay. All right, so we've got Madrano, I believe, was the guy. Yes, this is him. He's our starting left fielder. And David Lopez is our starting first baseman. There we go. Problem solved. And I think we can copy this lineup and stick it in versus left-handed pitching. Let's take a quick look. I'm going to kick David Lopez out of the left lineup temporarily. I want to see our bench players. Eric Garcia. Why do we have Eric Garcia? He's not the catcher ability guy. So we're going to shop him around really quickly. Just get what we can. Call up that 80 grade catcher ability player. I never drafted the 80 grade catcher ability player. All right, well, that's what we're doing first. We're going to trade for him. Jose Lopez. I cannot believe I forgot to trade for him or draft him. So I'm just going to throw our garbage catcher into this, and we'll make it work with whatever we need to. All right, you want a 22-year-old garbage starting pitcher? You can have a 22-year-old garbage starting pitcher. Oh no, Mr. Mojuk, I'm going to complete the season in this stream. We're doing one season, and that'll be it for this one. I'm gonna explain in more detail how other streams will work later. So Ben Horn is the center fielder we were looking at potentially taking in the first round. It looks like he will be unavailable from Milwaukee. Jim Fisher is an interesting pitcher. I'm not too sold on trading for him, though. I want to see if we've got any 3-star pitchers here that might be a little more interesting to add. I like this Lytle guy, John Lytle. He could certainly have a spot on our team. He would cost us Kevin Moore, which is a little bit more than I want to pay at the moment. I'm going to take a look at their prospects page just for the heck of it. Fisher's a prospect, apparently. That's interesting. They've got Jeff Parker. They ended up with Justin Rogers, who's a quality fielder. Prince Smith. Let's see about Prince Smith. I like this pitcher. They like him a lot, too. We'll just complete the trade. I don't want to spend too much more time on this. All right, back to the transactions page. That dude, why is he not DFA'd? So he's going to be at our lowest minor league level. That'll be not the DSL, the AZL. Sort by overall rating. Maybe he is in the DSL. Yeah, he is. Okay, well, there you go. Let's see who else we've got on this team. David Lopez, he is our starter. Okay, this guy's a solid utility man. I like Manny Arribas. I think that was a good pick by the AI. He could play a lot of positions pretty well. Kyle Jordan, I'm not sold on. He's a first baseman exclusively. He's 37. We can shop him around. I don't care what we get. Let's just get him off the team. And then at that point, I think we might need one more utility man. If not, we could just get moving. Only one offer Tommy Vera, an infield prospect. But you know what? That's what we want. We just want to get him off the team. We do not care what we receive in return. Conwell, a great prospect that we were looking at. I might try to trade for him here. But again, as a 1-year sim, I'm going to look at players on their active roster first. Jimmy Anderson, by any chance, could we pick him up? Yeah, that's no. Greg Rinaldo. This is a very good pitcher. Slider, forkball, changeup, sinker. Great movement, solid control, solid stuff. And another big slap in the face from the Cardinals GM here, who will not trade his top players, as you would expect a GM to act. So we'll just complete this trade. Roman Quintero, another utility man. He's a second baseman only, whatever, that's fine. He can train up at other positions. And Martin Soto is our utility man for the outfield. Let me pull him up here. All right, I like him. He's got good range. He's not a bad hitter. He gets on base. This was exactly what you want to see. And I believe it's first base that we have open here for David Lopez. Perfect. I think our lineup is fine as it stands. Maybe Vitaya should bat higher? No, it's fine as it stands. We've got everybody. Everybody's a really good hitter on this team. That's kind of how I built it. I wanted to make sure we had the best batting talent we possibly could. I want to take a look at the rotation. I know we're going to have to call up that one pitcher. So we got Bobby Holton as our ace. He's quite good. Griffiths is our number 2 guy. He's also quite good. Juan Soto is our number 3 guy. Hillstad is our number 4. And this guy can just be traded. Once again, we're going to shop him around. It does not matter what we get. We just need to get him off the team, and that'll free up space for our quality pitching prospect. Joe Campbell is probably the best offer we're getting. Yeah, I don't like many of these, so we'll just take Campbell. Any chance that we can get Lee Ray out of the Rockies' hands. He is definitely the best reliever in the game. And they want our first round selection for him. He is actually that good, too. Mike Miley, a young, outstanding prospect, and we will not be able to trade for him either, unfortunately. Jesus Ruiz, I love this reliever. If we could pick him up, we can't pick him up, though. I believe we're just going to have to complete the trade as it stands. And he's not DFA. That means he's on a minor league deal. Great news for us. We don't have to worry about him. Rotation. All right, we're going to call up our pitcher from AAA. I believe we've got another guy in AAA. Yeah, a reliever. So there we go. Those guys are in the majors now. That's where we want them to be. Bill Razzo, without question, is the ace of this staff. I actually like Hillstad a little better than Soto, so I'm going to have Soto be our number 5 pitcher. This is how our rotation will stake out. Shake out, not stake out. Bill Razzo is our ace. Bobby Holton is our number 2. Matthew Griffiths is our number 3. Javier Hillstad is our number 4, and Juan Soto is our number 5. I think this is a solid rotation. I think the bullpen is a little more questionable. Arnie is still strong. He's not really the closer, but you know what? We can leave him there. We've got a very talented staff here. Not sure exactly where we would stick Kevin Moore. I think we'll just put him in middle relief for the time being. I don't want to fiddle around too much with this. It is fine to leave it as it stands. This was mostly just about the draft and checking out the Fictional League. All right, we've got 28 players on the active roster, so we need to devote 2 of them. I think Rafael de Jesus is a very obvious one. So we'll move him to AAA. And Izzy Aguilar is another one. He might refuse to be demoted, however. In which case, okay, he can be demoted. So this is the team we're going to have opening day roster. I'm happy with this. I think we're strong. All right. Okay, I think we're good. I don't really want to fiddle around with the finances too much, so we could just start simulating. And I do like this simulation speed. Blazing fast simulation speed. I'm actually going to stop autoplay real quick to save again. Because we now have our opening day roster set. We have everybody we want. Something we might do is pick up relief pitching at the deadline, but I'm not too sure that we need to do too much else for this team. I'm pretty sure we've got this built well. David Lopez is out with an injury, but we do not know what it is yet. That's scary. He is a critical part of the lineup. Man, that's blazing simulation speed. I like that a lot. All right, so we're expected to play better than 500, which I think is reasonable. Justin Williams has had his ratings drop. Juan Soto has actually improved, however. That's good. Jason Graham has improved. I believe he's a reliever for us. Mike Hitchcock has improved. I don't know how Mike Hitchcock has improved, but you can take it. Santiago has improved. Medrano has improved. David Lopez has already lost ratings, which is bad because he is old. And even just a slight ratings drop is pretty scary. Hightower's the best prospect of the game. That's not a surprise. Again, we could have had a really strong pitching or overall prospect core if that was our goal. But instead, we made it a priority to win this season since this is what we are going for. So we're just going to simulate ahead to the first year player draft. I had better. Oh, yeah, right. It called up freaking Aguilar de Jesus for spring training. So we're just going to simulate ahead to the first year draft. And at that point, we will just auto simulate. I'm fine with day-to-day injuries. I'm not too worried about that. We'll do a bit of a check on the team then. Oh, wow. We did not have a good start, though. 2-5 to start. 1-5 actually, I think is what we were. But now we're up to 500 and above 500. So we're going on a tear now. Man, we're on like a 12-1 tear or something like that. And now up in first place in the NL West. Quite a swing around. Preston with a great on base streak as well. Kevin Moore losing a lot of ratings. Bobby Holton getting a little better. Jose Lopez improves as well. Steve Preston. Heck yes. Getting even better. Man, this guy is going to be a critical part of the team this year. A young, talented player. Juan Soto wants a contract extension. Again, playing only 1 year. I'm not terribly worried about that. So we're just going to leave these guys, let them walk in free agency because we are not playing the next season. And now we're dropping back to 500. This has been a season of ups and downs for us already. The Giants have passed us up. David Lopez is out for 5 weeks with a fractured thumb. That's heartbreaking. This guy is huge in the lineup, and we're going to have to figure out our first base situation without him. Yeah, he's right now batting .325 with almost 1 WAR. That's difficult production to replace. Where is the put on injured list button? Here we go, place on injured list. And we can also call up somebody internally to fill that first base slot. I do not think we have anyone that's good enough. Oh, well, you know what? We've got a first baseman on the team already. We can just keep simulating. He will fill in the spot. He's not as good as Lopez, but he can hold it down. Yeah, it is quite the roller coaster ride. We're back around 500. We've now been passed up by both the Rockies and the Giants. a little over 500. We're getting a personal message. Another player development update. Jordan Garcia, pitcher in AAA. We're going to want to watch our AAA guys. I don't know who that 31-year-old in AAA is. I don't really care. Jonathan Goad, who I'm assuming is a top prospect of ours, has improved. All right, we're back in first place at a 550 winning percentage. First year player draft, we'll just auto draft. Let's just do the first round. We might as well. Man, this is a stacked draft. Look at these prospects. Danny Hancock, a great prospect. Mike Ingram, even better. I'm really liking Mike Ingram. I think he's going to be our selection. Ian Nichols just blows them all away. Holy cow, this guy's got talent. Justin Pratt. He's not nearly as good as the other front runners. Ryan Robichaud, another guy I don't like nearly as much as the competition. All right, let's look at some batters. Just make sure there's no batters that really just kick it. And I keep accidentally clicking pitchers here. Here we go. Yeah, nobody is close. Sean Jock is a really good fielder, not nearly a good enough hitter to consider. Steve Malia is an on-base machine, but honestly, nobody can stand up to Nichols. We'll auto-complete the draft from here, having taken at least one player who can absolutely alter the franchise. Yeah, Roman Day, he does, but we also had that guy on our bench, the first baseman, who was really solid. Wait, did we accidentally just only do one round? I could have sworn I auto-drafted the whole thing. All right, we're going to save now. Wait, what? Okay, there we go. Saving the game, and we'll keep simulating from here. David Lopez should be back soon. So our batting average is by far the best in the league, I'm sure, at 280. Our on-base percentage is second best. Our WAR is second best. Our WOB is fifth best, but our runs scored is only eighth, which I'm boggled by. Probably because our home runs are 15th. We're not hitting for power. We are stealing, though, 28th in steals. We have the best base running in the league with plus 15, which is ridiculous. We have the best starting rotation in baseball and a mediocre bullpen. So we may need to look to upgrade our bullpen, but our defense is strong, our pitching is strong, our offense is strong. We might look for a power bat at the deadline as well. And we are solidly 3 games up above the Rockies in the division, kind of holding steady there. David Lopez is now only a week out. That's good news. Okay. Let's check the trade block. If I can ever find it, that is. So under... okay, I can't find the trade block. If you guys know where the trade block is on Go, please do let me know. I'm definitely going to be looking more into the app before the next stream so I know where stuff is. But the inaugural draft was really the focus here anyways. International amateur free agent signings. We will actually do this. Stibson had a 20-game on-base streak. David Lopez is now 8 weeks out, which is a big shame. Yeah, trade block looks through notes. I really hope we did not just suffer a major injury. Juan Soto, he's day-to-day for a day. Graham's day-to-day for 2 weeks. And Medrano is out for 3 months. There goes our left fielder. He will need to be replaced. He's batting 313, a 350 on base percentage. Not much power, but he is going to be a difficult production line to beat. Place on injured list. Oops. All right. I'm sure he's garbage, but we could take a look at him. So our best player AAA is Jose Ramos. He's not going to cut it. We've got Luis Garcia in AAA, who is not going to be nearly good enough. I don't see players I'm happy with here in AAA. We need to make a trade. So player search is where we will go. If I can click on the right buttons, at least. I would prefer to look through the trade block, if any of you guys could figure out where that is. But we will go through the player search in the meantime and find the best fits. Okay, MLB transactions, trade block. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate that greatly. That's okay. So views, default, and we've got a closer on the trade block. We've got the best closer on the trade block. Ron Urich is the ideal guy to have closing games for you. Oh, actually, I need to adjust a setting really quickly because I do not like that thing. Can I? Is this not something you could change? Man, that bothers me. We're just going to have to wait the 4 weeks before he's eligible to be traded. But we are absolutely trading for Ron Urich. The best closer in baseball. Zach O'Neill, slugging left fielder. That is what we need. We need power bats. John Knutson. I really like this guy as a hitter. He's making $20 million, though. TJ Weiss. This is the dream pickup. He would fill that production hole and then some. And they want Bobby Holton or Nance for him. Holton's underperformed this year. He's still been one of our better pitchers, though, I'm sure. Oh, it's because we can't afford his contract. Oh, that's going to be it, isn't it? Okay, well, where is Nance? Gordy Nance. He's batting 300, 350 on base percentage, 2 WAR. He's getting on base. He's fielding well. We can't move him. He's just too good to move. We need to pick up a pitcher here, though, to replace our guy. Jonathan Payne is the ideal option, but I'm sure he's impossible to pick up. You can't retain contracts, though, Roman Day, in OOTP Go, unfortunately. Omar Fisher, you know what? This guy is another ideal pickup if we can get him. Preston is a lot to give up, and I'm not going to do it. Stimson is obviously completely off the table, batting 350 with 5 WAR already. Just insane player on the route to win an MVP potentially. Sobike, he's good, but he's not the player I want here. Tim Ferguson, all I. Yes, retainment, I'm sure, will be coming soon in OOTP Go. It is a shame Antonio Herrero is out too long to be traded for. I hope that's added soon too, because I do not like not being able to trade for injured players and trade away injured players at that. Jordan Romero is not going to cut it in that rotation for us. Tony Silva is not my first choice, but he does have 80 stamina and very good control. And he's cheap. And we don't have to give anything else up to pick him up. Oh, shoot. All right. Well, maybe we can get, like, Encinas in this trade. Yeah, all right. Maybe we could get a prospect who's MLB ready. Let's look at that. Also, cash and trades is something I would hope to see in the near future. Because we could also just have cash thrown in to make this one work. I don't like it. You know, Alex Aguilar, he's an Alex. But he's also expensive, so we'll just complete the trade. All right, to the transactions page. The injured list. Not the injured list. Whoopsies. Players DFA'd. Silva and Weiss joining our roster. Lineups. Weiss in at left field. And we'll insert him versus both-handedness, of course, as he is absolutely a great hitter both ways. Oh, really? Okay, thank you. I did not know there was an advanced mode. Yeah, all right. This is what we're talking about here. Okay, this is much better. Yeah, this has all the settings. Perfect. Thank you, Alex. Still no trading draft picks, but that is perfectly fine. All right, back to the trade block. We're picking up that reliever. Urich, come to us. Yes, we could give them garbage relievers to get him. Kyle Hus. Oh, wait, he's good. Oops. All right, let's give somebody else up. I like Husar. I don't want to trade him. I will trade him. Don't get me wrong. I will do it. Kevin Moore's younger, and he's got stamina. I want to trade him. We can trade Tony Silva. I don't really have a problem with that. Who is this McConnell guy? He's MLB ready. Oh, yeah, we're not trading for McConnell. But I'm sure they've got a starting pitcher that we can pick up. Tony Gonzalez. A knuckleballer. Oh, man. A knuckleballer Tony Gonzalez. Is there any chance this would work? No. It was worth a try. Billy Juarez, who we were looking at in the draft. It's really a starting pitcher I want here. Manley, he's out for 2 weeks, so we can't trade for him. Rich Anders, who I like. I think he's better than what we have right now. Keep in mind, we also have a starting pitcher somewhere in AAA. So we could just call that dude up if need be. Ooh, Robbie Craig. You know, times of need, this is the type of player you want to have on your team. And giving up Rich Castro is exactly what I want to do to get him. So here we go. Picking up an elite reliever. Picking up a great, uh, not a great, but an upgrade in the bullpen. Not bullpen, rotation. So I'm not too unhappy. And I actually need to put these guys on the team first. Transactions page. Now, of course, because he is unfortunately injured, Uric will be heading to the IL first. So I'm gonna send him to the 15-day injured list, and we will immediately be putting him in as our closer once we get him back. Thank you, DH Harvey time. I appreciate that. All right, so now we can add that guy to our rotation. I think that's really the only move we're making at the moment. Robbie Craig, this is the dude. He's probably our number 4 starter at the moment. By the way, Juan Soto, let's just take a moment to appreciate the fact that he's got a sub 200 ERA right now. This is ridiculous. Juan Soto, what a pitcher. Oops. I also want it to be, wait, highest rested. Let's do highest rested. And now we're swimming until the international free agent signings. We might look into trading for more relievers or something, but for now I like this. I see a lot of green here. That's good. Not that it really matters for our prospects, but I still like to see it. Jose Mercado might be able to come up to the big leagues at some point this year. All right, so the international free agent signing period has started. Top prospects list has been updated. Still does not include any of our guys. Let's see how bad we are. I'm sure we're like at the bottom. Oh no, we're 17th. So Nicole's the guy we took with our first round draft pick is a top prospect. He's like 22nd. Razzo is 32nd, so I forgot he was a prospect. He's really good. All right, and let's check our midseason review of goals. So yeah, we're doing well. We only had the one goal apparently. All right, 2 international amateurs. Not a strong class this year. That tends to be the case, unless you really optimize um, the number of players in your class. You're not going to see too many talented guys. Really, it's just this Jordan Garcia guy who's half decent. So we'll offer him a contract. We'll give him the full $5 million and hope he signs for it. Oh, apparently we don't have any money. So we're not going to do that. We'll just keep simulating. Yeah, Juan Soto knocking Shohei Ohtani out of the Derby and putting up a sub 200 ERA. And man, I didn't actually get to see Soto knocking Ohtani out of the Derby. I was busy preparing for this stream, but it sounded like it was super cool. So we are now second in the league in runs scored, which is great. First in average, second OBT, OPS, WAR, WOBA, basically everything meaningful except home runs. First in steals still, and first in base running. Second in runs allowed. Our starters ERA is still the best in the league. Our bullpen ERA has dropped significantly, so we're doing much better on that front. We have the best defense of the league with #1 in zone rating. That is great news for us. Yeah, double tiebreaker. Yeah, Ohtani, he had some really tough moments in there. There were periods of time where Ohtani just could not do it. So the National League crushed the AL in the All-Star game here. Let's view the box score. So our guy, Stimpson, he went 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Whoopsies. Think Gonzalez is? Well, nope. Angelo Gonzalez is not one of our guys. I think he was the only guy from our team that made it to the All-Star game here. Let's take a look at the pitching, though. Soto, Ricardo Soto, though. That's lame. It's not Juan Soto. Juan Soto did pitch, though. And he got absolutely hammered, allowing a walk and 2 hits for 2 earned runs, striking out a batter in his appearance. Wow. It was the American League that did the hammering. I read that wrong. The American League scored 16 runs. That's impressive. All right, we're gonna step up to the trade deadline and then look at the we're gonna look at the field right before that. Bill Razzo's out for 1 to 2 weeks, whatever. That's not too concerning. Yes, Mr. Bojock, watching Alonso hit, it's like he was literally born to hit in the home run derby. He just crushed the ball. He was making great contact every swing. Even when he didn't hit a home run, it was always a hard line drive right to the warning track or something like that. He just did not miss. Alonso put on quite the show. All right, anyways, back to the trade block. Ooh, ooh. Denzel Felton is on the trade block. Willie Gomez. Willie Gomez is 25. Why is he on the trade block? This makes no sense to me. Can we actually acquire him? No. Okay, so they still want a lot of stuff for him. I don't know why he's on the trade block. Josh Bigley, a well-rounded hitter. I'm seriously doubting our ability to pick up an elite hitter at the deadline, but maybe we could pick somebody up. I'm sure we could pick up a reliever. Jimmy Anderson, great reliever for the Cardinals. He's got a lot of stamina to go with him. Bryce Saunders, another quality reliever. Cruz Cardona. Josh Chrisman. Here's a quality player. Let's at least look into this guy. All right, that's a big no. Then let's take a look at these relievers. I like Jimmy Anderson, but I think Bryce Saunders is the first guy we're going to investigate from the Detroit Tigers. Okay, that is a lot. They want a lot of stuff for him. So we will now try to trade for Jimmy Anderson instead. You know, we got that reliever from the Yankees for nothing. And we cannot pick up any of these guys, apparently. Antonio Ruiz, I like him a lot. If we can pick him up, that would be excellent. Can't do it. Probably can't afford him, contract-wise. Dario Herrera. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. The Tigers shopping around all their relievers here. Why is Hitchcock so low now in terms of his overall? He's playing pretty well. I would not be unhappy with that performance at all. Yeah, Alonso was just never getting tired. You're right, Mojock. It was kind of a show. They definitely did not use the humidor. They said so. They never were going to plan it. And it was just meant to be really entertaining, and it was. I think Otani had a combination of dealing with altitude and nerves. I would love to see him do it again. I mean, he was on a home run derby in Japan and did outstandingly, so you've got to imagine Otani will be back at some point and will crush it. And Dave Timmons, best player in this save. I don't think there's much question about that. Maybe we could grab Ryan Wilkinson while we're here. He's affordable. He's a quality player. And I would have no problem at all trading these people to get him. Bye, Hussar. I like you a lot, but this guy's better. All right, so we're picking up two great relievers here. This will greatly enhance our team's quality. I'm going to go to the transactions page, immediately add these guys to the 40-man roster, and go to the bullpen and give them a spot on the team. Wait, is Dario Herrera our closer now? Yeah, he's our closer now. I'll just have the AI actually, or our bench coach rather, set up the bullpen. We just picked up like our two best relievers. That's going to massively improve the team. We'll simulate to the trade deadline, take one last look at the players left, and then we will take care of them. So we now have Urich coming off the injured list, who will be our new closer. He is a dominant pitcher. Let's find our worst reliever and demote him to AAA. I'm thinking that's Chris Morris. So, gonna demote him. Oh, okay. Well, he's out of options, so we're gonna DFA him. And that opens up the roster spot for Urich. Gonna go to the bullpen. Gonna ask the AI for the bullpen once more, and now we're gonna keep going. I think we've got a legitimate shot at the World Series with this team. Lots of talent. I'm not too worried about the messages right now. I would like to investigate any other players. Man, Matt Stibson, what a player. He's up to 6 WAR on the year. His on-base percentage is in the range of 400. He's hitting for a little bit of power. He's hitting for average. He's speedy. He's stealing bases. He's got 32 steals. He's such a player. Oh, it's the trade deadline right now, so we're going to go back to the trade block and see if we can pick anyone up we weren't able to before. Antonio Ruiz, we were not able to. I'm still not going to think we will trade for him. So Ingram, he's not bad. Knutson from the Yankees is certainly an intriguing choice. Casanova I like. Fidel Castillo is interesting as well. Honestly, I think if anything, we're just going to pick up a good hitter. We could use Denzel Fulton to be a slight upgrade at DH, and I think that's what we will try to do. And we can't, so I will just continue simulating. I think our bullpen's set. We have built a quite good team. All right, we got a player development update. Bill Razzo just keeps going down. I'm really disappointed. I was hoping he could be a dominant ace. He is losing more games than he's winning. His ERA is still strong, though, as is the whip, so I don't really know what's going on there. Justin Santiago is losing batting abilities, but as long as he's a great fielder, that's really what we've got him for. Willis Torres, who's in AAA, I think. We'll be simulating up until roster expansion, then see if we're calling anybody up at that point. Martin Soto, he is out for 1 to 2 weeks, whatever. You know what? He's the utility outfielder. We can live with it. These guys could just play until they're totally gassed. Razzo should be out, or he should be back tomorrow. It looks like everyone else is on day-to-day injuries. We're 2 weeks away from having David Lopez back. He has really declined. And Medrano will be back after that. He has also dropped off a little bit. Okay, so we got a guy on the waivers who is getting demoted to AAA. I love how he has a great morale right now. He's very happy to be in AAA. Yeah, see, you guys are actually fielding competitive teams in Perfect Team. I'm just trying to build my perfect points. I will be competitive at some point in the cycle. Holy cow! Stimson went 38 steals without getting caught. Kiss your record goodbye, Tim LeCastro. This dude is just ridiculous. Stimson he stole 38 bases to start his career without getting caught once. David Lopez is eligible to come off the injured list. Rosters have still not expanded. So at this point, I think we're just going to send a reliever down. We probably have too much pitching, if anything. Jason Graham, you are the unlucky man today. Although you are pitching very well, and I do appreciate that he refuses to be demoted. Okay, well, you're getting released. I do not have a spot for you on the team at the moment. I do not want to put David Lopez back in the starting lineup because we picked up that other dude. And I'm assuming he's doing quite well. Gordy Nance, by the way, he's hitting so well. And he's here for his glove. He's a well above average hitter. So we are still fourth in runs scored, but we're still a really strong offensive presence. Still first in steals, second in base running now, though. Our runs allowed is second. Our starting rotation is still the best in the league, and our bullpen is second best now. No, not second best, sixth best. So we're climbing. The bullpen's getting better. Yeah, I'm free to play. So I do have that. And Bill Razzo is out for 3 months. That is a huge hole in the team. I don't think we have anyone in the organization who can step into the rotation and replace him. I think we still got that scrub in AAA. But he's not an ideal choice by any means. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I don't even know if we have anybody that in AAA can do it. Cartagena, is that really the best we've got here? Is Double A maybe have somebody? No, that was Double A. Okay, so we've got Garcia. Jordan Garcia, he's acceptable. Kyle Harper, he's acceptable. And I think that's what we're going to settle for. We're going to go with Garcia. And he is definitely our worst starter. Juan Soto is still at a 1.5 ERA. This dude could win the freaking Cy Young. His control went up. He is just dominating the league. 3 WAR, a 1.5 whip, a 105 whip. He's not striking too many guys out. He's just not allowing runs. I can't believe Juan Soto is being so successful. And we are now 4 games up on the Rockies, over 600 winning percentage. Preston wins Batter of the Month Wilkinson has a great shutdown streak. We are at roster expansion now. Yeah, I think we'll just, when guys come off the injured list, maybe we can call up like a utility player. Let's do that. Let's call up a utility player. All right, Ramos, you are good enough. Oh, wow, we expanded to 40 players. Okay, never mind. We're going to call up some relievers. All right, we'll call up these 3 guys. I think that's enough. We'll simulate until the playoffs begin now. David Lopez with a hand contusion out for a week. I don't think that's critical. He's on the bench still. I mean, he's just like a backup at this point. He's still batting really well. I think we've pretty much won the division at this point. We are well above the Hillestat out for 4 days. He'll be healthy before his next start. We're well above the Rockies for second place. Yeah, they're 8 games back now. We've basically won the division. Weiss with a 25-game hitting streak. Yeah, Larkin is a very good shortstop. That's for sure. Stipson is still just not stopping with his batting. 7.5 WAR. Season's not even over. The dude is ridiculous. He's got 44 steals. We're first in average and on base percentage, 4th at OPS, 2nd in WAR, 4th in WOBA. And our bullpen has dropped all the way to 2nd in runs allowed, down to a 3.08 ERA. They're just not allowing runs. We've completely locked it down. We're not striking many guys out. That's not what our team was built to do. We are first in zone rate with 40 zone runs, which is insane. Second in defensive efficiency, too. So it's not just all about the ridiculous number of balls our pitching staff lets play. That's why So's been so good, because he just lets the defense handle everything. Let's see how he's doing now. Juan Soto, he's finally above a 200 ERA, but still pitching. So, he's 35 stamina. That's crazy. He's just been doing this whole time. 35 stamina. Please tell me that guy was not in our rotation. Okay, it's day to day, too. I'm not worried about that. We're almost 10 games up on the Rockies, and we've clinched the division. National League West will be ours. We have somebody on the injured list who's coming off. That's Medrano. Great. Razzo might be back in time for the World Series, but I doubt it. Stimson's up to almost 9 WAR. He's above 50 steals. He just cannot be stopped. Our bullpen's still dominant. Pitcher of the month will be Craig. I don't know who that is. Oh, Robbie Craig. It's this dude. Yeah, he was a great trade acquisition. He was with Detroit, he was with the Yankees, and now he's with us. He's got a 3.50 ERA so far. And will we win 100 games? Juan Soto wins the ERA crown. You love to see it. Juan Soto, best pitcher in the National League. Yeah, I mean, that's all the inaugural draft. We went hard into winning this year. I mean, we still have a decent farm, but we went really hard into winning this year. All right, we're definitely switching to a 4-man rotation, which means Jordan Garcia, who had a 3.15 ERA in his 5 starts, is going down to AAA. All right. We called up relievers like Billy Robinson, who was actually really bad. I think Morris? Yeah, Chris Morris. We might have to DFA him. I think that's what we did last time. Yeah. All right, we're DFAing him. And Zarita, Yeah, this guy is not a major league reliever. He did not pitch at the MLB, fortunately, but he was there because I wanted to fill our roster. So we got one more player to demote, and then I think we're pretty much good to go for the playoffs at this point. I don't really want to remove a batter. Maybe Madrano or Lopez. I hate to do it, Lopez, but you know what? You're just not as good as the other guys on our roster. He refuses to be demoted, which means we're going to have to just release him. Oh, he's got a 2-year deal. Never mind. I don't want to release him on a 2-year deal. So we'll demote another reliever. Flores I like. Not too much, but I do like him. Williams I like. Ray I like quite a bit. Moore I really like. Okay. It's going to have to be Flores. And we will have to release him on that case. All right. Well, gotta also go to our rotation and make sure I have it set to 4-man for the playoffs. And now we could just simulate until the playoffs end. I think we won 100 games. Let's just quickly check the standings. I want to make sure. No, we went 99 and 63. That's really good, though. With a plus 178 run differential that I'm sure was the best in MLB by far. All right. Yeah, we are the first seeded team in the NL. We sweep the Rockies in round 1. Wait, what happened here? Day-to-day injury. Okay, whatever. In round 2, we have a DFA'd player that I have to... All right, Chris Morris. He's going down to AAA. We lost the first game, but we came back and beat the Braves. We are in the World Series here. I don't care about these minor injuries. Tied against the Rangers, and we win in Game 7 against the Texas Rangers. The Diamondbacks win the World Series, so that's a great way to get this stream started. I'm definitely quite happy about that. And, we take the team in terms of the farm a little bit to make this happen. But it was a 1-year sim, and I think it went really well. So, yeah, I'm quite happy. All right, anyways, guys, out of the park go. This stream is going to be a lot of fun for me. I really hope you guys enjoy it too. It's going to be the same time every Monday. It'll start at 11 p.m. Eastern time. So if I can find this button. Yep, here we go. I will be doing different streams every day this month, or every week this month, I should say. So tomorrow, or next week rather, we're going to be doing a live start. The week after that, which I believe will be what, the 26th. Yeah, the 26th. On the 26th, we are going to be doing a historical start, and then August 2nd, we're going to be doing perfect team, and we will vote on what type of game we will do going forwards. I'll figure out how to work perfect team in going forwards as well. And yeah, and yes, definitely do talk to me about player evaluation. Talk to me about defense. Talk to me about how players work. I am more than happy to discuss anything about out of the park baseball, and I've got plenty of resources for you guys to use. So that's going to be it for this stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to keep your notes from this, because when we vote, if you really enjoyed the fictional leagues, you're going to want to show up and you're going to want to put that in. Thank you guys for all the support. Really can't say it enough. Thanks for coming out to the stream today, and I will see you guys in a week for the next one. Yeah, and join my Discord if you want to. It's there's some interesting things going on there. We have great conversations. Make sure you're in the main OOTP Discord too, and make sure you're following the OOTP Twitch account. We have streams on the schedule. I think it's up to date, and yeah. All right, thank you guys once again for coming out to the stream, watching us win a World Series, and overall just building this fictional team. I will see you guys in a week.